All right, thank you very much. This is still Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. We have another conversation we're about to begin, which is on medical outreach and empowerment, which is championed by a professor of engineering who has been lately engineering humanitarian causes. I'm introducing Professor Nentawe Yiwada, who is the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, the APC. A pleasure to welcome you to Good Morning Nigeria.
Thank you so very much.
And we also commiserate with you on the passing of your mom and congratulate you on emerging APC national chairman.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, Prof, it's good to have you join us. So, what inspired you to facilitate a 2-week medical outreach?
It's not just 2 weeks. I think it's the first phase of screening was 1 week.
Okay.
And then the intensive medical outreach service is 2 weeks, making 3 weeks. But, you know, what inspired me is very simple. I've been the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and I've toured the whole country, the entire country. I've visited communities. I've gone from the most extremely poor to the extremely rich communities in Nigeria. I've been to where Boko Haram has attacked and depleted communities, like in the Chad Basin, the Gomboru Gala. I've dropped using helicopter those communities that you cannot even go by road because of the insurgency. I've dropped in those communities in person. I've been to Sokoto. I've been to Lagos. I've been to Akwa Ibom. I've been to most communities in Nigeria, border communities that have to do with the border between Nigeria and Cameroon, the crisis with those communities, the migration, cross-border migration within those communities. I've been to all those communities. And I've seen the complete near collapse in most of the primary health care access in most of in a lot of the states and a lot of the communities. And primary health care is the principal contact between the average and the poorest man in Nigeria and the health services. And that's why the federal government, through the Renew Hope agenda, is revitalizing primary health care centers. Already for now, we've done about 5,000 primary health care centers across the country. That's from the federal government, providing support for states to ensure that the Renew Hope agenda reaches the poorest of the poor. But you know, primary health care falls on the local government. And it's part of the reason why the president also is on the view that there's need for the local governments to be independent so they can support those lowest ebbed of the people. And so these are part of the inspiration that I have, that I need to complement what government is doing and be...
Not that you're going solo.
No.
Okay.
I'm complementing what the government is already doing.
All right.
I'm supporting what the president is doing. I'm a party chairman, and as a party chairman, my job is to complement what the president is doing, and to support what my party is doing, to promote what my party is doing in any way I can do it. So I now started this healthcare service. I recruited doctors, nurses, lab technicians, pharmacists, radiologists. So we got over 100 of them who were volunteers. So we now give them only allowances per day. We now ask them to do a need assessment around the communities and see most of the commonest diseases that's affecting the people around the communities. And so that we can bring experts, which they did. We got the report of the need assessment. After the need assessment that was done, we now look out for friends who live overseas. And I have a friend who lives in the US, who have this Sharing Hope International. They also do health support. And ask them, kindly scout for medical doctor expertise in this area, this area, this area, that people lack support in Nigeria. Some have to travel overseas to get those support. If you can get them for me, I was able to get 31 medical personnel in all these areas, from brain surgeons to plastic surgery, to different area of expertise that is gynecologists, specialists, different specialties, people that specialize in knee replacement, hip replacement, different type of orthopedic doctors with the expertise. So they now came into Nigeria last week, but we have to do the pre-screening first, which we did across the state, and we deployed these doctors that were home-based into all the communities. They have vested people that have special areas that they cannot treat at the general hospital level. And at that level, we were able to do, we did over 400 and something surgeries in that first 1 week of screening. Then we now had other treatment that we did with our surgeries, and we were able to attend to about 14,000 patients within that period.
Wow.
And we're targeting 40,000 people to be asked to access medical care within this period of 3 weeks.
That's huge.
Of activities we're doing. Now, who are those who are participating? We have patients across the country, surprisingly.
Not only from Jos?
Yes. The last time I was there, I saw people from Edo.
Oh, okay.
I saw people from, even one person who came from Enugu, people who came from Taraba, from Bauchi, from Gombe, from Kaduna, from FCT here, people who went there to access medical care, and people from Plateau, Nasarawa, even Benue, neighboring communities, neighboring states. So it's not just like a Plateau activity, because we give it a social media presence and a media presence also.
So, but how do you try to ensure that, because you're bringing people from abroad,
Yes.
how do you plan to see that there is knowledge transfer to the local people, so that...
And in short, that's what we did also. We asked the teaching hospital, because we are dropping them in Jute. Now, they're not just even coming with only knowledge, they're coming also with equipment. Because I asked them to harvest equipment for us, and I also contributed funding to import those equipment into Nigeria and provide those support for bringing those equipment into the country. So we have huge number of equipment that have come in. Now we've agreed with them that those equipment will be shared between 3 major hospitals. One is the Suna Hospital in Jos North.
Okay.
It's owned by the Muslim community, the Suna, the Muslim community in Jos North. Then the Vom Christian Hospital in Vom, in Jos South local government. And then also by the Jos University Teaching Hospital also. So the 3 hospitals will share the equipment after the medical outreach.
Okay.
Now, these 2 hospitals will provide support for the rural people, for the poorest of the poor. The Vom Christian Hospital and also the Suna Hospital. They will support the poor people. And equipment that are meant for general hospital will be given to them. Then high-tech equipment that will support the teaching hospital will be left in the teaching hospital.
Okay.
This is aimed to ensure that the support is not just based at the rural level also, but at the highest level.
Okay.
So it's cascaded from the highest to the lowest. And these are based on the assessment that, like I said, we did and we conducted. That we're to tend to get those gaps filled. Now, this is just like an example that it's a case study we're doing, that to prove to Nigerians that individuals can actually support healthcare, and that you can use your goodwill. For example, my office has a goodwill. You know, the office is a brand itself. If you say National Party office, it's a brand itself. And all I did was to ask friends and well-wishers to raise some funding for me, so that I can get those services provided. And a lot of people...
No doubt, sir.
Yes.
It's a laudable project that you have embarked on. But the problem now is, do you intend to continue with it? Let's look at the sustainability of this project.
I'm not just doing...
How do you intend to sustain it?
You know, the sustainability we're putting across here is that, you know, there are 3 things that I'm achieving here. The equipment that have been brought is one thing I've been able to achieve. 2, the training they're providing, because they're providing training for nurses, doctors, and different category of health care providers. They're providing training for them. And, you know, I recall when there was this part component within really add to the health this thing. That's the pediatricians. We didn't really add that as a component.
Okay.
But 2 doctors came from US who were pediatricians on the team.
Okay.
And they said, why not add this? And we didn't make budget for it. So we have to call friends and raise funding for that and add that as a component of the project also. And they told me that, yes, in the profiling that I didn't add that as the most essential need. But that they know also that in Africa, child mortality is a critical factor in third world countries. So they decided to add it to the list of the sectors that we need to address. So so I can put it across in simple terms. We've achieved capacity building for health workers, not just on the plateau alone, but neighboring states. 2, we've achieved equipment support.
How do you measure your achievements?
Measuring simply means that the people who attended training and they were able to participate in the health outreach, because it's not just providing training, but transferring that skill that you can now participate in the health activities, and you're able to also provide other surgeries in those critical sectors along with them, because these are practical sessions that are undergoing. It's not just training alone, because they've done the training for them for 2 days, intensive training for 2 days, and they're working with them in practice. Over the weekend, they'll do another set of training again. Then next week, they'll continue with another set of this thing. I recall the first day that we had. In only one day, one doctor was able to do about 31 eye surgeries. Yes, one person was able to do about 31 eye surgeries. So you can imagine the number of doctors that are involved, how much surgeries they can do. And we have about 3 different centers with multiple number of doctors involved. Just on the eye sector, we have people who are doing hip replacement. And then, they brought all the components that they use for the hip replacement. And just imagine how many people are benefiting from it. Before they even started, already we have, because the pre-medical outreach was to make referrals. We had over 170-something referrals on hip replacement alone. And apart from knee cap replacements also. Yeah, so we have such kind of numbers of people. You can see from the from this, you see this eye surgery. You can see people who are being referred from different hospitals, different places, and they are assessing. So my first way I'm assessing is that how many people benefited from the activities. I told you that in the first 1 week, that this we did over 400 and something surgeries. We attended to over 14,000 people. Now we are spreading more from the pre-medical outreach within these 2 weeks also, and having referrals. How many referrals do we have?
Okay.
Yes, we have over 600 referrals that are going to be treated in the special, and we're having more referrals within these 2 weeks. Every day we're having more referrals coming up from the general hospitals into the.
How do you cope with the huge number of people that are coming?
We have huge number of doctors who are participating also.
Okay.
That's just we are harvesting doctors from different places. We even have some doctors who come from Owerri, some from Abuja here, some from Zaria. So we harvested them and we are paying them for it.
Oh, okay.
So I pay them their daily income. And so we estimate how much you would have made in your hospital if you are to work. So, and then we have this, we just treat you based on your own specialty. So we have different level of specialty, different level of experience, and then when I bring them together, we harvested them. So we ask, I'm working with the Nigerian Medical Association. So they actually are providing, in short, the chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association of Abuja He's part of a team in just working. The one, I think, is Zaria or either Kaduna or Bauchi, is part of the team working there. The one for Plateau is part of the team.
So they have a contingent working.
Yes, so they know all their members across the different specializations that they can harvest across the country and bring them together. The ophthalmologist, one of the specialists, came from Lagos. So we're not just harvesting people from only Plateau to do this work, but across the country. The best hands that we can get to provide this service.
Because you are national chairman of the APC, I'm just thinking, your critics will say this is political posturing. But how do you intend, or how will you prove that this transcends politics and won't escalate beyond Plateau to other parts of the country?
Let me just put it to you in simple terms. Anybody who has known me, even before I joined politics, I've been a humanitarian. When I built my community secondary school in my village, as far back as about 20 years ago, I was not into politics. When I trained young people, I was training people, providing paying JAM, paying WAEC and all this. I was just a consultant in the university. I was doing my hard-earned salary and hard-earned consulting funding. I was paying this thing for a lot of people for over 20 years. I was into politics. When I was providing health care for my communities, I was into politics. And everybody who has known me, I've been into humanitarian. But you should ask me, why did I go into humanitarian services? That's the question that you should ask me right from the beginning.
Okay.
I was one of the poorest students in my class in primary school. I didn't pass any common entrance examination in my primary 6. I have to repeat primary 6 because I was academically very poor. I just ended up with one, joining one community, secondary school in my village. One of the least you can think of in the.
This is an encouraging story because now you are.
Yes, but my father was a missionary.
Okay.
So the church now gave me an opening as a son of missionary to be transferred to the church secondary school, and I met a missionary lady, Miss Brenton. She's from UK. She took her time to train me and teach me mathematics. She was a mathematics teacher.
Wow.
And she teach me and spend all her time and resources and money and everything on me. In my Form 3, for the first time, I was able to score 43% in mathematics.
Wow.
This woman didn't give up on me. She would give me a cup of tea and biscuit and spend all her time on me. My Form 4, I became good. My final year, I became one of the best students. I entered the university, I graduated one of the best students. I was retained in the university.
Wow.
I became a consultant, in engineering. I started making some money. I traveled to go and meet her in UK. But I discovered I lost her to cancer. So I never met her.
Yeah.
So I returned back and made my mind that I'm going to also replicate to people that I don't know.
All right, Prof. I mean, Victor has introduced politics now. And
Yes.
Let's talk about politics.
Yes.
Now, with the social economic situation in the country now, how are you sure that your party will retain power in 2027?
When you talk about, I don't want to talk about about other political parties, but let me talk about my party.
Now.
Yes, my party, because of the huge things we're doing, the changes we're making. Assuming you're a governor, because assuming you are a governor, in 2023, 24 out of 36 states were owing salaries. They can't pay salaries. Even the remaining 12 that could pay salaries, they borrow to pay.
Struggling.
So they struggle to pay. For you to take any project, you must borrow to take a project. So there was this huge burden on the states. Some states were collecting as low as 2 billion naira per month. Today, moving from roughly about 400 billion being shared every month to 2.2 trillion naira being shared every month. If you're a governor, what will you do? Moving from 400 billion to about 2.2 trillion in a month. And we're assuring Nigerians that this number will not drop. Revenue will keep on increasing with the tax reform we're bringing in. We're hopeful that we can do more than twice that number. If you're a Nigerian, where would the question be? The revenues are huge. No state is owing salary again. Most states don't borrow again to undertake projects, unless you want to do mega projects.
Are you saying now that
that's number one?
You have enough funds now to implement most of these
projects? Of course. But that's what you're seeing also. Mark you, we promise in this same health sector we're talking about, we promised 6 cancer centers. We've implemented 3. We're left with 3. We're midterm. We've done half of what we promised we would do. We're left with 3. And with the income and inflow coming in, we're sure we can deal with the remaining 3. The intelligence community said that our economy will grow by just 3%. We threw up 4.23%, growing by more than 1.23%. Above, they said that we might reach, but we exceeded everybody's limit in terms of economic growth. The influx of investment into Nigeria in different sectors, is it this same health sector? You know of what's happening, the investment coming in, and the federal government also investment to ensure that even the cost of medication drops. If you're buying antibiotics some 2 years ago, if you go to the same supermarket to buy it, the cost has dropped by almost 40%. And you should ask what happened. Removal of tax on health services, importation of healthcare equipment, and then also what we've done in the pharmaceutical sector. So, even the same thing also we've done with the education. Having the child of the least person in society have access to education to the highest level without going to ask any of his relation or brother. So the social service we're providing, even look at what we've done in humanitarians. In 8 years, the intervention was assessed by only about 2 million people. In 1 year, we did over 6 million people. And we're doing more. We're promising 50 million people before the end of the year. Currently, we've done almost over 7 million. So these are the kind of penetration we're doing. And if the same thing we've done, and these services are going to the rural, mostly rural people, the conditional cash transfer. And we can go on and discuss the agriculture, the food security. Look at how the food prices are crashing. And this is the question you should ask. But that should not even be the focus. The focus now is that we've done many elections. On TV, critics will say that APC cannot win any election. But we did by-election. We won all the by-elections. We're the only party that was able to win in all the 6 geopolitical zones. Any other party won in only 1 geopolitical zone. So we localized the opposition to only either 1 or 2 locations. Now, we've done governorship by-elections, and we've seen the results.
Would you say it's a result of the performance of the government, or is it because the government is in power that you're winning so much the victory? No. It's because of what we're doing. We've seen government in power before. And we've seen governors, we've seen senators. Why is it that there's a coalition and nobody is decamping to that coalition? No governor, even from opposition. I can even tell you for free, you have a coalition that people are coming in as opposition, as a main opposition. But even their children and family don't even believe in what they're doing. None of the children of those two in the coalition has joined the coalition. They are all in other APC, most than APC. Still as senators, House of Reps, members of House of Assembly in our party.
Well, some will argue that it's not time yet.
Which time? What's the time?
By the time will come, maybe a year to election.
What's the time? Let me just give you a clear proposition. The difference between APC coalition and any other coalition that has taken place or is taking place now is one man. There was this President Tinubu, then His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He wasn't the president. He wasn't looking for anything. He wasn't contesting for anything. But he was a rallying point of the APC. Everybody called him the leader of the party. All people who were contesting called him the leader. Because he provided the resources. He provided the network. He provided the connectivity. He brought the North and the South together. Who is that person in that coalition that can provide that selfless service in that party to come together?
Well, you've talked a lot about funds generation and all that. And I've heard the opponents of the APC say, look, that agencies are underperforming and it is because they are not funded.
Which of the agencies now?
Well, they said across board.
But the same agencies are now throwing the numbers. If the economy is improving, who is improving the economy? It's not the agencies. If we said that we have 6 cancer centers, we've done 3, it's not the agencies.
All right.
If we said that food has dropped, it's not the agencies.
Okay, Prof.
If we said education is working, it's not the agencies.
Because of time. One of our viewers, some of our viewers have sent some questions here.
Yes.
And this one said, good morning, sir. Please help me.
Yes.
I have been struggling with kidney failure. Finding money to do dialysis has not been easy. And money to get a kidney transplant. Please, can I do a video call? Please help me, sir. It's Victor Udama Agu from Enugu State.
Unfortunately, the screening for the support we're given now, we've ended those high-level screening. Maybe if we do another one day, it's possible. But, mark you also, the federal government has intervened in the, in dialysis. So we've crashed the cost of dialysis. And we've provided centers and places. These are the things I'm talking about. Snake bite is free. Tuberculosis is free. Several free services we're providing in the health sector. And we've crashed the cost of dialysis. And we've provided hospitals that can provide that service for people. So you can just check the website of the Ministry of Health. You will see all the hospitals that can provide dialysis at the cheapest possible cost.
Okay, Prof, before you go, before we interject, so can you someone wants you to comment on the appointment of this new INEC chairman? Because he's from Kogi, but he's also from Jos, He went to University of Jos.
Yes.
He's the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Jos.
And he's Yoruba.
so
now, maybe don't link him to me because he's
I'm not linking him. I'm just trying to...
I spent all my life in Benue.
Okay.
I went to University of Agriculture, Makurdi. I was trained there as a worker. I became a professor there. I became an INEC commissioner there. My wife is still there as a lecturer. So my family and everything are still in Makurdi. I'm more Makurdi than Plateau. Just like he's more Jos than Kogi.
Yeah.
I get it now. Now, so that's the most important component. But watch out and see the reaction of people. The president is so strategic in his appointments. When I was met the INEC chairman, the APC national chairman, you could hardly see any divergent voice. The entire party was united behind me. Everybody was quiet. The whole press were also quiet because they could see the credibility in my selection. The same thing we've done with this INEC chairman. The president has picked somebody who has come in with a lot of credibility, no baggage.
Okay.
Nobody can find...
Chairman, we know you're a professor, you can go on and on and on, but we've run out of time completely, so we have to thank you at this point.
Thank you.
Professor Nentawe, you were the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress.
Thank you.
We thank you very much for your
so
time, and we wish you all the best in your new office.
Thank you so much.
And that's Good Morning Nigeria. We thank you so very much for watching. I'm Victor Azu. We'll see you again on Monday.
And I'm Ademola Adeoye. Do have a lovely weekend.